Okay, we are Group 3, and this is Chapter 10, Introduction to Data Mining, Part 2. To begin, I wanted to discuss the key terms in this part of the chapter. We have the association role, mining, market basket analysis, support for the role, confidence of the role, lift, lagging measures, and leading measures. First, the association role mining seeks to uncover interesting associations and/or correlation relationships among large sets of data. Next, the market basket analysis is a data mining technique used by retailers to increase sales by better understanding customer purchasing patterns. So if they're selling something that's popular and flying off the shelves, they know that's a product to increase profit. But if they have a different item that isn't selling that well, they won't make more of those if they aren't going to get a good profit off of it. Then association role has two numbers that express the degree of uncertainty about the role. The first number is support for the role. The support is simply the number of transactions that include all items in the antecedent and consequent parts of the roles. The second number is a confidence of the role. Confidence is the ratio of the number of transactions that include all items in the consequent as well as the antecedent to the number of transactions that include all items in the antecedent. Below, you can also see the formula for this role. And then Lindsay is going to finish the last few key terms.
Our next key term is lift, which is defined as the ratio of confidence to expected confidence, with expected confidence being the number of transactions that include the consequent and the antecedent. Next is the term lagging measures, which are the outcomes that tell us what has happened and are often external business results, such as profit, market share, and customer satisfaction. On the other hand is leading measures, which predict what will happen and are usually internal metrics such as employee satisfaction, productivity, and turnover. However, some leading measures can influence customer satisfaction, which is a lagging measure. Now on to association with Marissa and Noah.
So the concept of association rules is used to identify relations that can commonly be observed in a particular data set. One primary rule within association is known as association rule mining, which can also be referred to as affinity analysis. An example of this can be between two products such as peanut butter and jelly. Typically, these ingredients are bought together, and by using association rule mining, businesses can better prepare their store layouts to have these products next to or at least near each other to motivate customers to buy both at once. And a concept that this leads into is the market basket analysis, which is commonly used by businesses to pinpoint associations between items, similarly to the peanut butter and jelly example. As you can see from the slide, there are a few benefits that can result from the market basket analysis, all of which help businesses to be more profitable and increase customer experiences. In order to conduct this analysis, each time that a barcode is scanned during a transaction, the information about the product is stored where it can be studied and associations can be identified. From the original definition of association rule mining, we know that it deals with a large data set, which is important for the market basket analysis because there are a large number of patterns, in this case, items that are typically bought together. This can increase the confidence level that a business has for their predictions for common groups of items. This relates to the idea of lift, which Noah will talk about later on the slide.
The next rule for association is the support for the association rule. The rule is the number of transactions that includes all the items in the antecedent and the consequent parts of rules. It also shows the probability that a randomly selected transactions will contain all items. Next is the confidence of association rule. The rule states that the conditional probability that a randomly selected transaction will include all the items in the consequent, given that the transaction includes all the items in the antecedent. Another measure of the strength of an association is a lift. A lift is a ratio of confidence to expected confidence. Expected confidence is the number of transactions that include the consequent divided by the total of the transactions. It also assumes independence between the consequent and the antecedent. The lift gives information about the increase in probability, which is the then, which is the consequent, and given the if, which is the antecedent part. The higher the lift ratio, the stronger the association rule. Greater than 1 is a good minimum to have. It's also good to know that the association rule mining requires special data mining software to identify good rules. We are able to obtain an understanding of associations by looking at correlations. Here's a video we selected to give you a further understanding of data mining.
concept of data mining is growing in popularity in the realm of commerce, business activities in general. But it's kind of a misconceived or misunderstood topic. And I want to give you an idea of what data mining is all about. Basically, we're in the information economy. And what you have is more and more data being generated in every aspect you can think of. Every time you swipe your grocery card, when you try to get a discount for buying whatever products, that's data being downloaded to a database. On most transactions you do, there is some sort of data download. Organizations are storing, processing, and analyzing data more than any time in history, and that trend is going to continue to grow. So what is data mining? Data mining is the incorporation of quantitative methods, we'll call them mathematical methods, that may include mathematical equations, algorithms. Some of your prominent methodologies are traditional logistic regression, neural networks, segmentation classification, clustering. Those are all methods that utilize mathematics. Data mining is applicable across industry sectors. Generally, wherever you have processes, wherever you have data, it is the application of these powerful mathematical techniques in cooperation with some statistical type of inference testing, they call it, that will extract trends and patterns. Now, I teach a course at NJIT, Data Mining for Managers, and I go over this. The first half of the course, I give students a very good understanding of what data mining is, because to be honest, many people don't quite understand it. So it takes a full half a course to provide that understanding. What are these mathematical techniques? But just as important, the second half of the course, I say, now you understand these techniques. Now let's use them in the business world. Let's apply it to advertising and marketing effectiveness. Let's apply it to e-commerce initiatives. Let's apply it to even healthcare processes, supply chain processes. There's just a number of businesses that can be mined with these techniques. Simply put, any organization that has data and has processes can be analyzed with data mining. And the results are extracting information, actionable information from these data resources that organizations can fine-tune their processes, increase productivity, and increase efficiency. So the data mining topic, this whole idea, the concept is going to grow in popularity. Why? Because data continues to grow. Think about social networking now, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook. What is it? It's more data, and it's data that describes people, what they do, what they like, who they are. When you're out buying or doing whatever, as far as using services, just conducting your daily lives, more and more there's data gathering and data capturing, and it's just the way it is. We're in the information economy. The way to extract strategic information from that data, those data resources, is with data mining.
From the video, we can see the importance of data mining in today's world. Data mining has numerous applications, and with the technology that is available, data can be collected on a large scale with each transaction that takes place. Without data mining, businesses would not have as much insight into the decision-making processes, and each decision made without analyzed data would be riskier. Firms are able to save money, and consumers are able to interact with more effective marketing efforts as a result of data mining. Next, Alicia and Lindsay are going to discuss cause and effect modeling.
Okay, so there are two types of measures, lagging and leading measures. Customer satisfaction results in regard to sales or service transactions are a lagging measure, and employee satisfaction, sales representative behavior, billing accuracy, and so on are examples of leading measures that might influence customer satisfaction. However, if employees are not satisfied, managers can take steps to improve employee satisfaction, and this can all be explained using business analytics. Correlation analysis can identify influence and lead to the development of cause and effect models pictured below. That can help managers make better decisions by looking at their models and seeing where they may be going wrong and how employees and customers affect one another. They can also look and see where they are doing good so they can continue along that route. Continuing on, Lindsay is going to talk more about the cause and effect models.
The diagram that Alicia just explained on the previous slide is supported by the survey data given on page 373 of our textbook. The survey data provides the average scores on a scale of 1 to 5 for each category. Here is a sample of that data showing the correlations between customer satisfaction, employee satisfaction, and satisfaction with the supervisor. The textbook also included job satisfaction and employee perception of training and skill development in the data, but I have shortened it for the purpose of the presentation. As you can see, survey sample 1 has a low customer satisfaction score of just 2.97, while survey 3 has a high score of 4.56. This jump is due to the increase in the employee satisfaction and satisfaction with the supervisor scores between the two samples, indicating that customer satisfaction is strongly influenced by internal factors that drive employee satisfaction. All of the factors, aside from job satisfaction, had very high correlations with customer satisfaction. Now Alicia is going to wrap things up as she discusses the case analysis from the chapter.
Okay, so data mining uses include segmenting customers, identifying the most profitable types of customers, reduce costs of their products, and enhancing customer relationships with marketing techniques. And this case study discusses the successful application areas of data mining. So some examples are pharmaceutical companies analyze their Salesforce activity to know where and how to better target high-value physicians and determine different marketing strategies to have greater impact on more consumer areas. This helps the sales representatives by giving them the results to better plan their schedules and promotional activities. Credit card companies use data mining to analyze their customer transactions to identify customers that would be most likely interested in a new credit product. This result in mail campaigns decreasing more than 20 times because they have to only send out the mail to the people that they believe will be giving it back to their companies, and they aren't sending it to the wrong places. A large transportation company also uses data mining to segment its customer base and identify the best types of customers for its services. This way they can use those results to develop a prioritized list of prospects for its regional sales force members. And a large consumer packaged goods company applied data mining using to improve retail sale processes. They use data from customer panel shipments and competitor activity to understand why the customers choose these specific brands and why they switch stores. And then given this data, companies can use this to select the most effective promotional strategies to better their consumer outreach to better profit their companies. And lastly, here's Marissa with a few questions.
So the first question that we have is, how can successful data mining help to save companies money? I believe it can help by looking at it and analyzing the data given from the consumers and their activities, and using the data to proceed in the future with marketing strategies and knowing where to put the money that you'll be getting back from customers and where to stop putting money because no one is paying attention to that specific area and they aren't making a profit from it. And then how does data mining help with the marketing efforts of a firm? Specifically with this question, we are referring to the last two examples from the case study. So data mining can help marketing efforts because it can be used to determine target markets and which products consumers are demanding at a point in time. Both of these factors help with marketing efforts because consumers that desire a certain product will be the ones to see the most advertising for products that they like and would be likely to purchase. In the example of the transportation company, data mining helped to prioritize a list of prospects which could be considered a benefit to the marketing efforts because the prospects were singled out of a group as the most likely to be worthwhile to spend company resources on. As for the large consumer goods packaging company, data mining helped the firm to discover promotional strategies in order to reach the most consumers, which is a direct example of helping with marketing efforts, because without the analyzed data, the marketing, in terms of promotion, would not have been as effective as possible. And then our final question that we have that we're asking you to respond to on the discussion board is, from the example given by Alicia in the case study regarding credit card companies, would using association roles be an effective method to use in order to conduct data mining?